This here is from Geo News. It's called Taylor Swift Dodges Flying Objects Thrown at Her During the Eras Tour from July 13th, 2023. Now, as we know, this is something we've seen before, only the second time for me, but hopefully this trend doesn't continue. Taylor Swift, a music icon, is the latest victim of the recently emerging trend of things being thrown towards artists performing live on stage. Swift is currently on her first Eras tour since 2018. So, I mean, even if it's a cell phone, that's not like a huge, big object. When it's thrown from, those high up rows and it gets some momentum, it could do a lot of damage. I think if it hits the wrong place, it could do permanent damage. She got some friendship bracelets thrown towards her backstage when she exited Arrowhead Stadium last Saturday. She evaded the objects thrown at her due to her security team's efforts. The video circulating on social media saw Swift waving off at fans after performing her hit song Karma from her last album, Fox News reports. Her latest album, which I guess would also be her last album. Okay. Seeing the video on Twitter, fans have shared their frustration and criticized the incident. One user wrote, "The security guards were blocking, they deserve a raise." That could be. They did a good job. Alright, I'm for it. Now the frustrating thing here is this. It's not like you've got a group of people on one side who are saying, let's do this to musicians and things like that. You could see out in the open and just kind of deal with the problem. These are individuals. You never know who's going to do it. So it's a real tough thing to solve. And also, I've been realizing the problems that social media and video clips are causing is that people will do crazy things hoping something goes viral. When social media first came out, I was always kind of speculating, well, why do people think it's dangerous, quote unquote? I didn't quite get it to the full extent, but seeing things like this, hearing people do crazy stunts just to get clicks, views, ad revenue in some cases, I could see how that's a direct cause of things they do in real life, just like this. Now, maybe these people weren't going for clicks and views, but in a lot of cases, you know they are. Another one asked people to stop fooling themselves and wrote they act as though Taylor is going to pick their friendship bracelet up off the floor and would ask them to be besties on the spot and declared it disrespectful. So in this case, it doesn't seem so bad to me. I don't have or know what a friendship bracelet is exactly, but it's probably not like a cell phone, not like an iPhone or something like that. If it hit her, I'm going to imagine, unless they're like steel bracelets or something, they wouldn't do any kind of permanent damage. But still, the fact is objects are being thrown and it could be whatever. Another warned these actions shouldn't be normalized as it could cause harm to artists, while another expressed that people should stop throwing stuff at artists. This isn't the first instance, as earlier several artists including Harry Styles, Kalisa Ballerini, if I'm saying that right, and Ariana Grande have all been hit by fan-thrown objects during their live performances. Alright, I'm not going to come off with this huge sympathy for these stars because there's a lot of problems in the world right now and a lot of people that have a lot of worse problems than this. But, it's definitely irritating and I could see how they'd be scared to go on stage because of this because they just can't control it. I mean, you're singing. You're in the zone. You're performing. So for the most part, you're just out there, a complete sitting duck. You probably can't even avoid it a lot of times. And here's one of the most recent cases by this artist here. And that's pretty bad. I mean, that would at least stop you from performing that next week or two or even that month. So some random dude throws his iPhone and then you can't perform concerts we're going to make potentially millions of dollars on? Doesn't seem fair. And this is the person. Last month, Bebe Rexha was also hit in the face during a similar kind of incident. She got injured and had to get stitches just above her eyebrow, which is really annoying. I've had stitches once, right here, you can't see it. This was like 10 years ago. I was in my 30s at the time. It was my first time. I always imagined my whole life that stitches would be terrible. Honestly, I didn't feel it so much. So it wasn't like this big, painful experience, but it was still pretty annoying. It's pretty irritating feeling. It's pretty odd feeling. So anyway, this was the other major artist that had this done. You let me know what you think down below. Just trying out a random topic here. Kind of caught my eye. Been thinking about it a little bit. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. If you don't, I'll be real sad about it, but I'll get over it. See you next time.